So trying to get a grasp of the relationships and the situation at hand, I'm starting to wonder who was really manipulating who, or is it both parties trying to manipulate each other? And what I'm referring to is it Doflamingo manipulating his crew, or did they manipulate him from the very beginning? Because this chapter kind of leads more into the exposition of the past of Doflamingo and what he's ultimately been through and who brought him into this. And if you look at it, it's always been Trebol that's been leading him in. It's like, hey, you want your revenge? Here's the gun. Here's the fruit. Hey, you have a crew now. Hey, you're the Pirate King. It's like, it makes you wonder why a group of people would already be set up, and especially Trebol was, I think, older at that particular point. Why is it that they were willing to bow down to this kid and like all worship him or whatever, with him just being a kid? Like, oh, I hurt my leg on the road, let's burn the town down. Like, it really makes you wonder what was their objective and their motive. Was it simply that they wanted a king? Was it something more tthan that? So I definitely would like at some given point an explanation why Diamante, Virgo, Pika, and Trebol would bow down to a kid that they just found, other than the fact that they maybe knew there was something special about him. But what's the purpose to follow a kid and kiss a kid's ass? Honestly, this chapter was leading into some stuff that, as a fan, I've been asking and asking for probably a year or two now for Oda to do. And that's give us a fight. And he's giving us that fight that we want to see. And I really hope the anime loves to drag shit out. Drag this fight out with some epic action. Add some sequences in there, because we had like 3 or 4 pages of just straight brawling, and I would love to get, 10 times that amount when the anime comes out, because at the end of the day, fights look always the best when they're, well, not always, but when they're done right, the best animated, because when it's in act, in motion or whatever, it's just 10 times better. And I'm really looking forward to seeing this animated if it's done properly, because Luffy versus Doflamingo, a clash of Conquerors King Haki, like, I'm hoping that this goes down better than Lucci. I said it before and I'll say it again. I want this to be better than the Rob Lucci fight, and it's looking like it could be. The only thing is, a big question that this chapter brings forth right now, because I've asked in the past and I'll ask again, is Luffy ready for Dawn? This chapter is proving me otherwise, because I said I don't think that he was ready. I don't know. I don't think he's ready, but he was kind of besting him. Like, Dawn got a couple shots in there, but Trebol had to jump in and help him. And when I say Dawn, I'm just being short for Doflamingo, Don Quixote, Doflamingo, Dawn, you get what I mean. But Trebol having to jump in speaks volumes of where their stats are at. Because at the end of the day, if Doflamingo had it, why would Trebol jump in and, try to stop Luffy or whatever? I mean, Trebol seemingly, to a certain extent, whether it be via just because he has his goal in mind or whatever the case may be, he cares for Doflamingo, so he's jumping in. Honestly, I was surprised that Doflamingo didn't bark at him like, what are you doing? This is my fight. Because Doflamingo seems like at the end of the day, while he'll be nasty and evil and cynical, he's a prideful person, but he's also a spoiled person, so maybe that's why he's not really saying anything, because as long as he gets his way, he don't really give a fuck. But I guess getting a little more deeper into it, if he truly feels like he's the one, he's the leader, he's the king, wouldn't he feel a little certain way if his lackeys are jumping in on his fight where he's trying to prove himself? And something that kind of caught my interest was, Luffy couldn't hurt Trebol, even though he already had the haki to hit a Logia, but Law could. I'm imagining what happened was Law caught him by surprise, but was it that Trebol, the way he set himself up was that his body wasn't actually there and all Luffy was hitting with something else? I was kind of curious as to why Luffy couldn't hit him, but Law did, other than the fact that it was a surprise attack. And another thing, again, going back to Doflamingo's crew, is why did they also nurture Doflamingo? It's almost as if they knew something that they needed out of him, or they wanted something out of him. I mean, at the end of the day, Virgo, you could argue, was like, being manipulated as well, just following orders, the other ones. But I think Trebol, if anybody is a mastermind that is manipulating Doflamingo, and I think when he was younger, he was being manipulated, and now he's the one manipulating them. But if anybody's the mastermind out of that group, aside from Doflamingo, it would be Trebol. We've seen time and time again him being like this creepy old fucking ice cream truck man, like, hey kiddies, I'm here. So it has to be, if there's a mastermind behind it, Trebol. Public service announcement. For the one page of the Tontadas. No one gives a fuck. And then at the end, Trebol looking like some fucked up crackhead when he was all beat up or whatever. Honestly, his character design, he looked terrible. It was just like, what the fuck is Trebol? Is he just some creep? Like, he looks like some sort of crackhead pedophile, honestly. Like, I did not like how he looked after he was getting his ass kicked or whatever. And he's seemingly gonna blow himself up. Like, the classic Cell, imperfect Cell, where he's like gonna blow himself up because he lost or whatever, which Dawn didn't look too happy about that. Doflamingo was kind of like, yo bro, what are you doing, you idiot? So I wouldn't be surprised if Doflamingo gets pissed off at this, and after a certain point he's like, yo, I don't want you butting in my shit anymore, let me handle this. And yeah, because honestly, Trebol right now is being a cockblock to what can be an amazing fight between Luffy and Doflamingo, and yet again, Luffy looks like he's ready for the big boys. He was giving the works to Doflamingo, and Trebol had to save Doflamingo, so Yeah. Overall, very good chapter yet again. Very good action, really setting things up. At the end of the day, you can see the hatred still engraved deep within Doflamingo and Law, and also a lot of foreshadowing that somebody's being manipulated in the Don Quixote family, and it's either Doflamingo by Trebol and the crew, or Trebol at this particular point of them are being manipulated by Doflamingo. Vice versa, whatever the case may be, somebody's doing the manipulation. And just let me know your overall thoughts of the chapter. How did you feel about this action? Do you think that this fight is like just insane? Because right now, it's getting insane. It's not on that Lucci level yet, but it's getting there. And do you think at this particular point that it's been showcased, Luffy is on Don's level or beyond? But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you do so as well, that'd be amazing. I'm Finette World, and as always, people, have an awesome day.